So in my last video, I talked about why people hate math in the first place. Today I'm going to talk about how to fix that. I'm going to be going over some critical study skills and ways to approach new and difficult concepts so you can master your math mindset. Let's get into it.
Yeah, get into it!
First and foremost, when you learn a new concept, you gotta practice it as much as you can. You may be thinking, duh, that's obvious, dumbass. But I know all of us are guilty of gaslighting ourselves into thinking we know how to do something, including myself. It'll be the night before an exam and I'll be trying to explain to myself how to do something. My eyes will glance over at the answer and I'll think, yeah, that's exactly what I was gonna do. I totally got this. The problem with this is that you're not focusing on silly little mistakes you can make when actually doing the problem. Write every single thing down when solving a problem, including basic arithmetic like 4 times 5. If you're allowed a calculator, type it into the calculator. Especially in calculus, there are so many steps involved in computing an answer that if you only practice something once or twice, you are almost inevitably guaranteed to get the wrong answer on a test because you forgot how to add fractions or something. This has embarrassingly happened to me, more than a single digit number of times. Once you get really skilled with it and you're able to consistently get the right answer, you can start leaving out those little steps. But in order to do that, you gotta do the practice problems, do the textbook problems, look for more problems online, even ask ChatGPT to give you some example problems. Which brings me to my next point. Only use ChatGPT sparingly when you ask it to explain solutions to you. I've asked it to solve problems for me before and it will just straight up give me the wrong answers because it converted a fraction to a decimal wrong. When you ask, why is this answer right? When the answer is clearly wrong, it will jump through more hoops than an NBA basketball to justify that incorrect answer supposedly being right. It gets very confusing and you're left even more unsure than you initially were. Also, make study groups with your friends. It's easy to think of math as very isolating, doing the quadratic equation for the umpteenth time in the dead of a Wednesday night. But why should you have to suffer alone? Those smart kids in your class have a really good understanding of these topics because they've looked ahead and have practiced these topics so many times. Sure, to some of them it may come naturally, but that also means they're easily able to explain it to you. Going back to what I said in my last video, teachers really only teach it in one way, so getting other kids your age to teach you will only benefit you. Lastly, once you get your tests and quizzes back, redo all the problems you got wrong. Even redo the ones that you got right to make sure you really got it and weren't just a lucky guesser. Once again, it's easy to look at something and think, oh yeah, I just made a silly mistake. I won't do that next time. But if you don't reinforce it, what's to stop you from forgetting what 5 plus 17 is again? Practicing all these habits will significantly bring your grades up. But also remember that having a good foundation and understanding of the topics is most important for your future math classes. After all,
The journey is usually the part that you remember anyways.